Konbanwa, Yokoso, Yokoso, Yokoso. Arigato gozaimasu. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 110. Oh, yes, 110 of the Stadia Monday Night Chat with me, your host, of course, Clive Illenden. Each week, bringing you all the latest on the games, news, speculation, and insight when it comes to all things Stadia. Why? Why does he do it? Is he a madman? Is he a masochist? Why? Why? Well, I'll tell you, because I like Stadia. I like playing on Stadia. It's my main gaming platform of choice as it fits how I like to play. It's hassle-free, and I love the tech. So if you are interested in all things Stadia, like playing on Stadia and all of that, then you know the Stadia Monday Night Chat is for you, ladies and gentlemen. Am I preaching to the converted? Maybe. It's amazing that for 110 eps that I've been doing this show, there's always something new to talk about. And this week is no exception, as we have a packed show. Ladies and gentlemen, a packed show, of course we do. All the news, full game drops, game announcements. We'll be looking at further developments on immersive stream tech and some things that have come out of that. The tech, of course, that powers Stadia, and much, much more. But, ladies and gentlemen, but before all of that, as ever, this is the Stadia Monday Night Chat. And you, ladies and gentlemen, you are the chat. So make sure you get involved, say hello in the chat and all of that. Let me know what games you've been playing, any thoughts on Stadia this week, any announced games coming to Stadia you might be looking forward to. I'm looking at you bronies. You know the form. Put it in the chat, all of that. And just before we go to chat, of course, a little gentle reminder, please hit the likes as I like it. YouTube likes it. And of course, it helps smart, clever, intelligent people just like you find awesome Stadia content like this. And of course, if you are new here, then you know the form, ladies and gentlemen. You know the form. Hit the subscribe button. Toggle the notification bell. Yeah. And all of that. So you know when I go live with absolute awesome Stadia content like this. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, anyway, without further ado, let us visit the chat. Yes, let us visit the chat, see who the early birds are in chat, who's there first, who's knocking at the door, who's ringing the bell. Someone go down and let him in, as Paul McCartney once said. Let's go to chat. Early doors, see what's occurring, as they say, what is occurring. And okay, Mr. Bayram, hello. Lord Kenzal's got you locked up in his basement. Kenzal, Lord, have you got Mr. Bayram in your? Yeah, I think you're lying there. And now your mama knows. Of course, we'll be doing the show straight after this, and we'll be doing a redirect for those that are interested in watching Anthony. Good evening, Rick Edwards. Sednar. Dave in fourth place there. No medal for fourth, but, you know, good effort. Primo Yonic, yo. Hey, konbanwa. Mr. Urban World, good to see you. Jeremy. Fantastic. Johnny Bionic. Episode 110. I know, it's crazy. Episode 110. I hope you've caught up on all the others. Jeremy's looking forward to some Cities Skylines soon. I haven't delved into that. Those of you that have, let us know in the chat what you think about it. I've heard some good. I'm hearing word on the street, some good that it's pretty addictive and it's a really, it's a good port. Is it an example of the low change porting? Since they were one of the people in the pilot scheme, or had they already started it? Because I saw a developer tweet from Paradox Interactive, who are bringing us, of course, Cities Skylines, that there was a lot of work that went into it. So I'm wondering whether some of that work was contributing to the low change porting, because it sounded quite a lot of work rather than a simple process. And hopefully going forward now, they've sort of nailed that process. I don't know. It'd be interesting if the guy ever talks about it on a developer podcast or anything like that. Talking about a takeover here anyway. Yeah, you can. Apparently, you can. It's okay to like Stadia. Don't worry about that. Hey, Stadia Adventure, then you're in the right place if you are interested in all things Stadia. Of course you are. Jamie, good to see you, sir. Very likable. Stadia is very likable. Dave, lovely to see you. Of course. FIFA 22 career mode for me this week. Nearly completed my first live stream. Good work, Rick. Good work. FIFA's such a good game. Ray's driving and listening. Well done, Ray. Good work. Multitasking. That's that is. See, I can't multitask. I can't talk and read. Multitasking. That's what we like to see, ladies and gentlemen. I wasn't in your suggestions. Oh my God, Dave. That is shocking. My swanky new animations. Which particular animations? Have you not seen the YouTube sub one before? Or the intro? Get here early. They're a little bit old. Nihongo wakara mysterious genki desu ka? Skylines, Pac-Man 9 to 5. Pac-Man. Oh, I haven't played Pac-Man in ages. Good choices. Good choices. Dave, City Skylines non-stop. Now that is validation of City Skylines. That is. 10:30 Media Group, how are you? Peta Games. Peta. Not quite at the weekend, was it? For a moment, a brief little moment there. Thought we were going to get over the edge. It was going to happen. Never mind. Enjoying some Primal, Far Cry Primal. Yes, so have I. I'll come to that later. Runs great. Does City Skylines. Good stuff. I feel so bad. I love Judgment and I just didn't complete it. I should definitely go back and do that. Definitely kudos for those publishers and developers who worked on that. Low change porting. Are you asking if I speak? And typing, yes, Ray. Don't get done for driving with your phone, interacting with your phone. I understand Japanese. Very good. Oh, yeah. Right. Okay, then. Good to see. Hey, Gig the Sneak. Good to see you in the chat. Wow, 30 hours. That's pretty impressive. I've been playing a lot of, what have I been playing a lot? Not a lot. So I've been dipping back into Kaze. K's to me, but apparently Kaze. That's a nice game you sort of dip into and get kind of addicted to. I just love the balance. I've said it before in the show. As a platformer, it's such a brilliant homage to the classic 90s platform, games. It's balanced so well. It's so well constructed. It's on the right level of, slightly on the wrong side of hardness for me. Like it's a little bit difficult, but it's a challenge, which I really like for me anyway. It is. And it's just so well done. So it's good. It's a good game. Kaze is a good game to just drop into. I'm so glad it came to Pro because I wasn't going to buy it. I was interested in it, but I wasn't going to buy it. So I'm so glad it came to Pro. And then I fired up Far Cry Primal on the old LG C1, which is my favorite place to play on my big, my LG C1 TV. And it looks great. It's another game that sort of blows you away in terms of like how incredible Stadia is as a piece of technology. That something can play and look that great and is being streamed to you. I mean, like, we live in the future. It's not like, oh, cloud gaming is the future. Cloud gaming is now. And you see things like that, games like that, or if you're playing like Red Dead Redemption or anything like that, or the Tomb Raider, when you sort of play that, it just sort of, when you stop and think for a moment, it is amazing. It is amazing tech, but we all know that. It is amazing tech. Yeah, but we have a law in this country, Ray. Even if you interact with your phone in a holder, you can get done. Cars are just right for me. So as long as I'm on easy. Don't worry about it. I'm on easy. There was one level early on. It's so frustrating. It was because it was the last jump. I was explaining to somebody how like a perfect platformer, you're sort of going jump, jump, pause, double jump, hover, hover, jump, 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 squish, 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 jump, jump. And you sort of got to remember the rhythm. And it was just the last ledge. It was so beautifully designed, just slightly too far. So you can't, and you've been jumping, double jumping. And when you get to that last ledge, you think, oh, I'll make it with a jump or a double jump. But no, you've got to sort of jump and then hover. And you just got to remember that, So I've not used filmmaker mode for gaming. I like the fact that LG, like everything, I'm not a fiddler. Ooh, sounds a bit weird. Now, in terms of, that's why I was never a PC gamer. I can't be asked to go into the set. Like my son, he goes into the settings and he changes the FOV and the response thing and all that. No, I can't be bothered. A game should just work for me. That's why I like consoles. That's why I like Stadia. Just fire it up, play it, and it should work. So the same with my LG C1. I just want it to work, and I like the fact that it automatically, can select the best mode. So when I'm watching, say, a Disney Plus or a Netflix thing that's got the filmmaker mode sort of in the metadata, it automatically just switches to that and makes it look amazing. Same with the HDR and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you see, I'm not sure what I'm playing it. I might be playing it 4K 30 frames per second, but the game still looks amazing and pretty smooth because you just throw in spears, whacking people with a club. That's it. Yeah, very much like playing music. You've got to get those good platformers, and they just put in like a double beat. If you were like a drummer, it's not like you're playing in a 4/4 music system and it's like bash, bash, bash. There's always that kind of slightly complicated musical rhythm. But yeah, no better game. That is why I like. That's like that's why I've been a console player. Just put in the cartridge, whatever it is, play. And of course, Stadia then has all the convenience and all of that kind of stuff, that there's no downloading, anything like that. It looks amazing it looks just as good as my Xbox games on the LG C1. What's not to like and all of that. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Right. Okay. Good chat. It's been a cracking week for Stadia. I think. Do you agree? I think it's been a cracking week for Stadia in terms of game releases, surprise Stadia Pro drop, game announcements. You know what that means, ladies and gentlemen? I think it's time for Clive. You ready, Clive? I think it's time for Clive over in the Stadia Monday Night Chat news studio, ladies and gentlemen. Clive, it's over to you. You ready? You sure? Okay. Clive, it's over to you. Thanks, Clive. Here is the news from last week on the 23rd of May 2022. As Clive mentioned, this week saw the arrival of two new games to Stadia in the form of the long-awaited Far Cry Primal and Cities Skylines, the latter being a surprise addition to the Stadia Pro library. Stadia announced the titles in a This Week on Stadia blog post earlier in the week. Cities Skylines, much anticipated when it was first announced, as this is a long-running popular game, was announced as a Stadia Pro title and came with a free trial. The game itself, from Paradox Interactive, one of the developers on the Low Change porting pilot, is a modern take on the classic city simulation with new gameplay elements to realise the thrill and hardships of creating and maintaining a real city, while also expanding on some well-established tropes of the city building experience. And there are loads of add-ons you can get, and some of them are free in the Stadia store right now. The game itself is available to play as part of Stadia Pro, or for $39.99 on the Stadia store. There's a 60-minute free trial of the full game without the need for a Stadia account. Far Cry Primal, we know, has been coming for a while, along with Far Cry 4. and brings more of Ubisoft's back catalogue to the Stadia store. Far Cry Primal is set in the Stone Age and is a mix of innovative open-world gameplay, massive beasts, fantastic environments, and unpredictable savage encounters, where you play as Takar, a seasoned hunter and the last surviving member of your group. It's $29.99 in the store, or part of your Ubisoft Plus collection if you subscribe to that. In other news from the This Week on Stadia blog, confirmation that 9 to 5 left alpha, as we mentioned last week, and an up-and-coming free play weekend for the brilliant manga-inspired kaiju beat-em-up Dawn of the Monsters. This is free to play for everyone during a Playdays event this weekend from May the 26th to May the 31st. It's a great beat-em-up game with some great artwork by a mix of classic kaiju artists, both Japanese and Western, well worth checking out. And in celebration of Pac-Man's 42nd birthday, Pac-Man Megatunnel Battle is on sale at 50% off, so that's $9.99, and joins the ever-increasing free trial collection with a 30-minute free trial of this game. That's now 15 games that have free trials, as Stadia continue to build on the strategy of free trials that they announced at the Google for Games Developer Conference back in March. Death Run TV, a game announced a few weeks ago, has been given a release date of June the 1st on Stadia. June the 1st, you say? Could this be a Stadia Pro title? Possibly, but there's no official announcement of that yet. What we do know is it is launching on the 1st of June on Stadia and other platforms. So keep tuned to my Twitter and this channel for all the latest on the Stadia Pro titles for June when they are announced. As mentioned on the Stadia Monday Night Chat last week, friends of Stadia, Outright Games, had a games reveal presentation last week. And as expected, when it comes to Stadia, it did not disappoint. In the OG Unwrapped, the publisher's first ever consumer-facing digital showcase, they announced a raft of titles, all of which will launch in the next 12 months. All of the titles announced are coming to Stadia, and they include the following. Starting off with DreamWorks Dragons, Legends of the Nine Realms, coming in fall, that's autumn, an all-new action-adventure game inspired by the hit series DreamWorks Dragons, The Nine Realms, and it's set 1,300 years after the events of How to Train Your Dragon. Players will be able to unleash their inner dragon in this single-player action-adventure game, which is inspired by the DreamWorks animation original series Dragons, The Nine Realms. Fans will be able to venture beyond the hidden world and immerse themselves in a whole new world of dragons and soar and dive through 5 unexplored realms as one of the new generation of dragons: Plowhorn, Wuan Wei, Feathers, and Thunder, on an epic quest to save Thunder's family. Star Trek Prodigy Supernova, which is launching in October, is based on the acclaimed animated Paramount Plus series that launched in 2021. Star Trek Prodigy Supernova marks the first ever family-friendly Star Trek game aimed at younger players. After the USS Protostar picks up strange readings from a dying star, Dal and Gwyn must race against time to save their friends, their ship, and an entire planetary system before a supernova destroys them all. Using their unique skills to overcome ingenious puzzles, endure hostile environments, and battle deadly robot armies, Dal and Gwyn must save their captured crewmates, Jankom Pog, Rock Tark, Zero, and Murph. But they soon encounter a deadly new enemy, one that will stop at nothing to destroy the USS Protostar and change the very course of history. Paw Patrol Grand Prix is coming in September, and Paw Patrol Grand Prix allows for up to 4 players to race together as all of their favourite pups, based on Paw Patrol, which is one of the largest global preschool brands and the #1 preschool show. Join Ryder and his furry friends as they race around Adventure Bay, Jake's snowboarding resort, and the jungle to find out who can put their pedal to the metal and be crowned the winner. Watch out for the sneaky Mayor Humdinger, who could be just around the corner to turn your race into a crazy catastrophe. Paw Patrol Grand Prix allows, as I say, up to 4 players at once and includes an easy control option for the little ones with auto acceleration to sort of help them guide around the track. as well as a hard mode for those experienced Mario Kart type track stars. So buckle up for some pawsome race around 11 tracks with your best pop pals. LOL! Surprise! BB's Born to Travel is another title coming in October this year. Create fierce LOL surprise dolls and travel the world in this outrageous arcade fashion game based on the top toy brand. Players can get creative in their very own toy store as they work to deliver amazing new LOL surprise dolls. Use all the glitter, hearts and diamonds at your disposal and complete orders to earn rewards in a kind of overcooked style manner, like new dolls or stylish outfits and accessories, to build a robust collection. The fun doesn't stop there though, as fans can visit 5 new cities, including Glitter City, Neon Desert, Queen Island, Watery Ways, and New Fab City, collecting new characters and stickers on the way. Oh yes. Bring the magic back. Yes, my bronies! My Little Pony, a maritime bay adventure, is coming to Stadia. Oh yeah! In a magical new story and multiplayer party game. Interestingly enough, this has been recently rated for Stadia. Now, it's arriving on other platforms on the 27th of May 2022 and Stadia a little later. Now, given, as I say, it's just been rated for Stadia, it can't be that far behind the other platforms. So, could My Little Pony be a pro title for June? DC League of Super Pets, The Adventures of Crypto and Ace, is also dropping very soon on the 15th of July. Super Pets Crypto, the Super Dog and Ace take to the skies to protect the animal population of Metropolis in this 3D on-rail action game. Outright Games also had a tease of a game coming next year, although not mentioned for Stadia yet, and that was DC Justice League. Now, given Outright Games' track record on Stadia, don't be surprised if we see this announced for Stadia later in the year. Fingers crossed. Ubisoft revealed a launch date of the 25th of May for Roller Champions, with Stadia to follow soon after. So, no day and date release on this one, but Stadia, Luna and Switch will follow soon after the initial release on PC, Xbox and PlayStation. And finally, Dead by Daylight gets another. Oh man, they just keep adding to this this game, don't they? Another chapter in the form of Roots of Dread. When the dust turns full dark, it comes. The Roots of Dread have taken hold in Dead by Daylight's terrifying new chapter. And there you go. That's the Stadia Monday Night Chat news for this week. So it's back to Clive in the main studio. Clive, over to you. Thanks, Clive. Much appreciated. The subscribe button's still going there, Clive, while you're doing the news. Anyway, thanks, Clive. As I said, thank you for that. What a great week in terms of game announcements. I told you they'd become flooding, didn't I? The last few weeks. Where's the games? There's not enough games. I don't think they're going to make 100 games. Do you think they're slowing down? They're coming. Yeah, they're coming in batches. That's what's going to happen throughout, now and over the next few months. We'll see a sort of burst of games now and then as people get their ducks in a row, as it were, and all of that. Anyway, great to see a lot of game announcements for Stadia. And I know, they're just kids games. Yeah, a lot of people with Stadia have kids. So, it's good to have a variety. It's great to see Outright Games continuing to support and get fully behind Stadia and all of that. So good stuff. Let me know in the chat. In fact, Outright Games is sort of going after Ubisoft's crown as the sort of best Stadia supporter, I think they're. And then, we've got, what are they called? Wired Productions, who, planning to bring more games to Stadia and stuff like that. This is good to see. So let me know in the chat which of those game announcements you're most looking forward to, bronies. Yeah, bronies. Little confession, right? Don't tell anyone, right? Little confession. I have actually been to a My Little Pony convention. A PonyCon, yeah? I've been to a PonyCon. Now, In fairness, I wasn't going as a brony. Yeah. No. No, Clark. I wasn't going as a brony. I was going as a father who supports his daughter in whatever a hobby is. And my daughter was a massive, not so much now, a massive My Little Pony fan. Don't tell her. She cosplayed as Rainbow. Oh, what's the name character? Rainbow Spark. I can't remember the character's name now. Anyway, she cosplayed as characters out of My Little Pony and stuff like that. And my poor old son had to come with us. He dressed up as well. He played the little dragon in it. Dressed up as the little dragon in it and stuff like that. Yeah, very interesting. Some very interesting people. Let's just say that. Wasn't just kids. Wasn't just sort of girls in their late teens who happened to, have a sort of kitschy kind of love of all things My Little Pony. There were, a variety of people there. Let's just say that. But anyway, have you played Far Cry Primal or even Cities Skylines? While I'm sidetracked talking about My Little Pony cons. Let me know in the chat what your thoughts are on those games from Outright Games and all of that. Just a bit of news to catch up on. Well, a couple of things, actually. Let's just go here. So there's a new Rainbow Six Siege, he says, bundle, and it's a Yakuza bundle from the Yakuza game. So sort of a crossover. Hibana. He's the guy, and he's the guy from Yakuza. Kazuma. So it's a crossover coming to Rainbow Six Siege there. So I thought I'd just give you a quick update. So that's new content for Rainbow Six Siege. Discover the brand new Yakuza bundle for our Japanese operators. Embody justice and honor like never before. And you get, let's pause that there. You get the dashing set for both Echo and Hibana. And this is available from May the 24th. So this is available. Oh, it says so there. Look, see? May the 24th, available for tomorrow. A bit of Yakuza crossover with Rainbow Six Siege for those big fans of Rainbow Six Siege. And another little kind of news thing. Might we have seen, get your words right, Clive. All right. You read off a bloody script. I'm doing it live. Right. A hint of a possible pro game. So I hinted at My Little Pony because it just been registered, certified, possibly. But there was a tweet from space. A tweet from space, ladies and gentlemen. What's he on about now? This. So from the developers of From Space, remember there's a demo of From Space on Stadia. Coming to Steam and Stadia in 2022 from Triangle Studios. And they tweeted this out. Hashtag From Space. And look. Little GIF there. That means it's coming. It's not far away. Surely that's what that means. It's happening, isn't it? Says John Scar. Yeah, exactly. Turns head. Yeah, not gives head, turns head. When? Watch this space. So if it is coming soon, it did have a free demo on free multiplayer demo on Stadia. We've only got 7 days. We've got a week to go before June. Could From Space be a Stadia Pro title in June? Don't know, but it looks like they're hinting at its pending arrival, and the fact is to say that it had an exclusive demo on Stadia. I don't know. Speculation, pure speculation. but I just thought I'd share that with you. Interesting that they should tweet, and they tweeted that out only not long ago, to be honest. So earlier today. So yeah, could we see From Space as a Stadia Pro title? I'm saying it now so that we can clip this bit if I'm right, and if I'm wrong, we'll just move on and forget it. Okay, we won't talk about it again. Same with My Little Pony. What goes on in the Stadia Monday Night Chat stays in the Sunday Night Chat unless I say share it. Okay, that's the deal. That's the deal. Anyway, so good stuff. Now, in the news, Clive gave us there, we saw evidence, as we've seen over the last few weeks, evidence of some of the key strategies announced by the Stadia team at the Google for Games Developer Conference back in March. You know, we've seen these strategies being implemented. Cities Skylines, as mentioned, is from a publisher who is in the low change porting scheme. So there is thought that Cities Skyline is a product of that. We've had free trials. So we've got, Pac-Man free trials and some other free trials were announced. 15 free trials going on at the moment, which is another strategy they mentioned at the Google for Games Developer Conference. But now we're going to take a look at another strategy mentioned at the gaming conference, ladies and gentlemen, another strategy. And that was specifically, find my little bit here. It's not that bit there. You will remember, of course, immersive stream technology, which is basically Google's offering for business. As their direct to business offering, basically offering all the tech and sort of not just the tech, but also all the Google elements, such as the search engine, data analysis, all of that for immersive stream for games. And of course, we already know last year, and we've touched on it before this show. So for those that don't know, of course, immersive stream is basically the technology behind Stadia that Google Cloud in particular, so in basic terms, Google Cloud is looking to sort of sell license out to help drive the Google Cloud business. And we know AT&T were one of the first people to use this underlying technology, which we now know is immersive stream, for their Batman Arkham Knight, which they basically offered to customers of AT&T. Now, in this particular version, let me just get that there, just freeze that there. So in the AT&T offering there last year, which was the first example of another company using the Stadia tech, which we now know is immersive stream, was powered by immersive stream. And I say that was for AT&T customers, and they could fire it up in the browser and be playing a pretty good port, by all accounts, of Batman Arkham Knight. So we all remember that from last year. So as I say, we saw this tech implemented by AT&T, and there was speculation about what other game they would bring, and the very fact that, as we saw, AT&T featured as part of this presentation of Google for Games Developer Conference, and they mentioned there that they would be bringing another AT&T game to AT&T customers. And I think at the time, many of us speculated it might be another Warner Brothers game, because obviously they were all interlinked, AT&T and Warner Brothers and stuff, but things have changed since then. But there was at the time speculation we could see another Warner Brothers game. But no, ladies and gentlemen, the next game AT&T is offering to their customers is Control. Here, as you can see here, AT&T calling all gamers. Customers can play Control Ultimate Edition on us. No downloads or sign up needed. We worked with Google's immersive stream. So this is AT&T coming out there front and center, sharing the knowledge. And 505 Games also, of course, brought Control to Stadia and Luna. And also there was a cloud version on Switch. I mean, look, let's not beat about the bush. Basically, Control is a complete and utter tart of a game when it comes. It's on every cloud gaming platform. Anyway, so this AT&T revealing that customers can play Ultimate Edition, and this time round you can play it on your mobile, tablet, and in the browser. And the real point of this exercise is for AT&T to basically show off the power of 5G. That's what they want to. That's what they really want it for, to be able to sort of show that power. And there was an interview. So this was brought to our attention by an article in Forbes magazine. Originally, which is behind well, you can read it initially and then it goes behind a paywall. And interestingly enough, in that Forbes magazine article, the journalist was quite a good journalist for Forbes, actually, and it was a good piece, interviewed Dov Zimring from Google. So he's one of the sort of chief engineers behind the Stadia tech. And he interviewed all the parties. He interviewed Google, he interviewed AT&T and 505 Games about what this partnership brings to each of them. And as I said, to AT&T, it basically is a showcase of 5G, you know, the power of 5G, and what better way to do it than using cloud gaming and all of that. So that's pretty impressive. But in this interview here, which I've cut and pasted, there was some key, which was in a slightly different article. There are some nice, interesting things which we're just going to kind of, you know, tease out here. So this is Dov Zimring, head of product at Immersive Stream for Games. So Dov Zimring was basically behind the Stadia tech, one of the guys behind the Stadia tech. It's quite high up within Stadia. Now, obviously, he's head of product at Immersive Stream for Games. So one of the questions asked here, and it's quite an interesting question. Are there, although I know what the answer is, I think we all know what the answer is, but we'll read the question first. Are there any major differences between the tech used for Immersive Stream for Games versus Stadia? Well, no, because it's the same tech. And that's what Dov basically says, no. In fact, the first platform to use Immersive Stream for Games was Stadia. Yeah, Stadia tech is basically Immersive Stream for Games. And Stadia is Google's first offering or implementation of that tech. They just hadn't given the tech a name at that time, or kind of realized that actually there may be a greater market in being able to license out this tech to to make Google Cloud sales, to push Google Cloud, which is what they're doing. We know it's part of their strategy now. So it's just interesting that he phrased it in this way. Don't think it means anything. It just because it's fact. The first platform to use Immersive Stream for Games was Stadia. That is what Stadia is powered by. The Stadia tech now has its own name, Immersive Stream for Games, and Stadia is the store that offers the games to buy and all of that kind of stuff. So there you go. That was interesting. And then the other thing here, and again, this feeds into the strategy that we've seen mentioned in the Google for Games Developer Conference for Stadia and stuff like that. And it's also encouraging to see that Google Product Manager is talking about this. And we know that Stadia is, driving forward on some of these things. For industry publishers, we know that platform porting can be a major, platform porting costs can be a major blocker. Okay. Stadia realize that they need to reduce the time and effort and therefore the cost of porting games to Stadia, whether it's for Stadia or another business's cloud game offering, whether it's AT&T or a storefront or anything like that. This is why we've invested in developing tools to minimize engineering costs and time to launch, so that instead of months, it can take just weeks to get players in the game. This was a primary focus for our team, and we're happy to have delivered it here. So this is really encouraging. You've got to bear in mind that this low change porting and, the sort of Windows emulator tool that they're working on and things like that isn't purely for Stadia. Yeah, it's for customers of Google Immersive Stream. And this is a good thing because we know there's a lot of money being invested in the tech. Like I said, I mentioned it last week. The tech isn't just for Stadia. Okay, Google, stop. Talk about Google and they butt in. So this is encouraging. Google are investing in the tech. They are investing in porting for the tech. And they're doing it not just for Stadia. And this is a good thing because, it means it can get greater investment and greater attention because there's bigger sort of income and business opportunities to be achieved. And Stadia, of course, will benefit from this. So it's not all this effort being put in for one small sort of section of Google, one little bit that sits in subscriptions and services. It's investment in basically the technology, which they can then license under the Google Cloud, which we know they're doing, but also deliver great games to Stadia. So that's really encouraging for me. That's how I read it. That's how I've always read it. That's how the runes are, everything I've ever kind of said over the last year, 18 months have all lined up. Everything feeds into that narrative. It's not a fictional narrative. It's a narrative based and ground in fact and research and what Google have said. Yeah, most of my stuff you find in either, job descriptions, what Google have said, Google for Games Developer Conference, interviews like this, not made up by Dave69 on Reddit. I don't know. Okay, Google, stop. Anyway, the other thing, following the reveal of Immersive Stream for Games at Google Games Developer Summit in March, we saw a lot of interest from studios, big and small, around the industry through our interest form. So they had an interest form. If you were interested, a nice little simple form, you could just apply and go, yeah, I'm curious about that. I think we might have a use for it. While those discussions are ongoing, yeah, bear in mind these can take many forms. Leasing out or utilizing the immersive stream technology can take many forms. It can be that like in a form like AT&T where they can just offer cloud gaming exclusively to their customers. It could be a storefront, say like EA saying, have a, independent of Stadia store. It could be free trials on Stadia. So some of this technology can be used by partners using Stadia and the Stadia storefront, as opposed to just in isolation on their own stores or whatever. So there's lots of implementations and implications. So it's interesting to see this. While those discussions are ongoing, you can expect to see a new Immersive Stream for Games customer launching soon. Now, as I say, the implementation of this can take many forms, but it looks like we're not far away, ladies and gentlemen, from seeing another implementation, another customer using Immersive Stream for games. It'd be interesting to see who that is and what direction that goes and stuff like that. So I just thought I'd pull that out, tease that out. Let me know what you think. I think it's very exciting. Personally, I'm really curious what the next iteration of Immersive Stream is, who that customer is. Check out Forbes' article if you can. I think the first time you check it out, you can. It's not behind a paywall, but if you keep going back, it's going to be behind a paywall. But if you go to Forbes.com and just search for Immersive Stream, you'll see the article, and then there's links to the interview questions. Strictly speaking, I think he just sent questions to Google, AT&T, and 505 Games. But there you go. Let me know in the chat what you think. Right. Some bring it to Stadia news now, and sort of good news and bad news here, really. Let's have a look at the. There's the. Look, just want to show you actually. Last thing, just so you know, there's the AT&T website. Play Control Ultimate Edition like never before. There's a 6-month GeForce Now priority membership on them, and upgrade now, and you get Stadia Pro as well. Get 6 months of Stadia Pro. So there's more to this partnership than just the immersive stream. You know, it's a just strategic partnership there. And then you click on Play Now. Yeah, it takes you straight to the site, and you've got the Control and Arkham there. Just sort of quickly share that before we go to the next thing. So the next thing, ladies and gentlemen, is bring it to Stadia news. So you will remember Project Z were running a crowdfunding thing, and they had to reach $100,000 within 30 days. That's the target they set themselves. Unfortunately, they didn't make it. They didn't make it. Hey, survivors, we have an important announcement. So this is a sort of a Nazi zombie game set on an island, first-person shooter type thing. So a bit like Zombie Army 4, that sort of thing. But it looked really good using the being made with Unity and stuff like that. I was going to say Unreal, but it says right there, made with Unity. Anyway, so Project Z did look really good. Hey, survivors, today we decided to cancel our Kickstarter campaign for Project Z. The entire team wants to say thank you for all the support you gave us during the Kickstarter. Without you, we wouldn't have reached 35%. I mean, 35 grand, basically, 35, because their target was 100 grand. 35 grand in 30 days is not bad, really. You know, without big marketing and push, it was all kind of a bit word of mouth marketing. They're a very small team. So it wasn't as though they could do like big fancy marketing. Most of it was like Twitter work and then people within the community sharing. So 35 grand's not bad. Although our Kickstarter wasn't successful, we're super touched by how every single person helped us. We heard you're worried about the future of Project Z. We can guarantee you that Project Z is not in danger. We're currently in a lot of talks. Now, this is the interesting thing. So that's the bad news, but this is the good news. We are currently in a lot of talks about the future of Project Z, but of course, we cannot share any information about it yet, which means they are under NDA. Follow us on social media channels to stay in the loop. And there was another tweet from them, and they talk about this as well, that they had other, you know, they weren't entirely dependent. There we are. They weren't entirely dependent on the Kickstarter. So in the interview that they did with Four Scars Gaming on Stadium Connect, they talked about they were pursuing other conversations with publishers and other ways and stuff like that. And Stadia, of course, is one of those people that they were talking to. And in another tweet, which I don't have here, I can't find it, they did say, don't worry, they still plan to bring it to Stadia. So they're still planning to bring it to Stadia. They're not going via the sort of crowdfunding, the Kickstarter method here, but it is still planning to come to Stadia. So I think potentially they are in talks with a publisher, maybe Stadia distributor, who knows? But good chance the game is still coming and all of that. So I just thought I'd share that with you there, because the game did look good, albeit all demos usually look pretty good. Because obviously you're trying to sell the concept. You always have a good demo level. When I worked in the games industry, they used to, focus a lot on one level, and that level would be near complete miles before the rest of the game, because you need something to be able to sell. Anyway, and finally, ladies and gentlemen, as they say on, before we go to the chat, finally, as they say on all good news shows, as they say, and finally, ladies and gentlemen, as they ready for the amusing bit at the end, do you want to take your mobile gaming on Stadia to the next level? We already know the beauty of Stadia is the flexibility, and you can game on the go and all of that. But maybe you need a little something to truly take your Stadia experience on the road and take Stadia with you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the Stadia Portable Game Station, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. The Google Stadia Portable Gaming Station with built-in monitor. A shout out to Yoshida for sharing this with me. She found it. It's not that this product has been discontinued. I wonder why. I mean, talk about over-engineering. But look, take your Stadia with you. So you've got a gaming monitor in there. Then look, nice little places for your Stadia controller sitting in there. Look, accessory slots. Stadia main module. What is Stadia main module? I mean, like a Chromecast. It means the Chromecast there. Your cord slot for power supply. Yeah, so this is basically for transporting your Chromecast and Google Stadia controller around with you. But as I say, it is really an element of over-engineering because you're basically carrying around a case like that's that big. Yeah. Which kind of defies the object of having something small and portable, you know, like the beauty of... I mean, okay, look, you don't get a gaming monitor with it, but you know. But if you've got like access to a browser, you can use this as a sort of controller, or put your phone in the middle. But anyway, I just thought it was quite funny. The Google Stadia Google Stadia portable gaming station with built-in monitor, so you can carry in a kind of sort of camera case, yeah, like a record case. Let's have a look at some more pictures there. Look, it's waterproof. It's waterproof, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. It weighs 18.5 pounds. Yeah, lightweight. Lightweight then, yeah. Oh, and it gives you 110 degree viewing angle there. And you get a replacement monitor. They do one for PlayStation. Look, you get a replacement monitor as well. Little monitor that slips in there. So basically, you could take your monitor with you. Let me know in the chat. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. On that bombshell, as they say, let's check out the chat and see what you guys have been saying, man. Oh, it does remind me of that, as I say, that kind of Xbox monitor that somebody's Pettis says, yeah, which to me just seems really, really dumb, like a dumb invention. What? I mean, unless you're going camping with your Xbox, like surely look, take your Xbox with you if that's what you want to do. If you go into a hotel or a friend's house and then plug it into their TV, just sort of bring your own monitors, crazy. Anyway, there you go. Crazy. Shout out to AJM there. He loves my content and I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah, lol. I threatened my daughter to buy her a lol advent calendar when she was about 12 or 13. And even then she's got, oh my God, Dad. Oh no, I shouldn't do that. But she's like, no, lol. My son used to be a massive Paw Patrol He won't mind me sharing the fact that he got all the plushies. Yeah. Chase. Not Ryder. But all the plushies and stuff. Not anymore now, of course. No. Yeah, I think Cowboy is a brony. I think Cowboy's a secret brony. Primo Yonic beat the kids racing game. That was the Ryan race with Ryan. I was disappointed with racing Ryan because the camera was too close. The way they programmed it, the camera was too close. I'm hoping the Paw Patrol one, because I like a bit of Mario, Mario Kart style. I like kart racing. When I worked at Lego, we had Lego Racing, and it was basically a Mario Kart sort of copy, really. But that's not a bad thing, because that's good. Mario Kart is an amazing game with power ups, and instead of golden coins or whatever, you went over or question mark, you went over little bricks, spinning bricks and stuff, and you got a power up. So I love those sort of games. They're really good games to play. And the Paw Patrol one, 4-player co-op. So local 4-player co-op. So pretty good. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether why rate My Little Pony so early. I mean, it was rated on all the platforms. Is it one actually? Well, the other factor, I think it might be coming out. Yes, part of my thinking is it's coming out, I think, on other platforms next week or later this week. But they didn't mention Stadia, but they rated it at the same time. If I'm right, they rated it at the same time as Stadia, at the same time as all the other platforms, which made me think they're holding it back a few days for it to be a Stadia Pro title, which was my thinking. But there we go. Yeah, Paw Patrol online racing. Yeah, we need a sort of tournament racing like that, like a Mario Kart community racing would be good. They're coming, folks. Hey, bud, how are you? They deserve it. Constant struggle against the anti-modern movement is exhausting. They're going to love the games. Exactly. My kid's now a bit old for it now. Obviously, my son is, FIFA mad. My daughter, 17, she plays Minecraft. Still loves Minecraft. Watch the odd Minecraft YouTuber still into that. Roller Champs, yeah. I hope the delay isn't too long. I don't think it will be. They're probably, it's just the extra time to finish off the port. I think all the focus usually in game developer is getting the main platforms out the windows. We're getting them done. Plus, it's free to play, it's cross-platform, all of that. Put all the efforts on the main platforms, and then you follow up with, Switch, Luna, Stadia, whatever. Who did you think was me? Clive galloped his way there. Exactly. Yeah. I'm looking forward to Roller Champions. It's good to have these free-to-play games, Randy B, good to see you, sir. Yeah, people keep saying it. Cities is addictive. The music is great. At times flies past. Far Cry Primal I have on Ubisoft Plus. So, I was thinking, times are tough. Cost of living and going up and all of that. I was thinking if Ubisoft Plus was the one that I'd have to sort of the one subscription I might have to sacrifice. Every penny counts. But no, I'll keep it. Now I'm playing Far Cry Primal. It said Google recommended Control to AT&T. Well, I think it's a good port. It's a good port. from space was a lot of fun. It was. I can't wait. That is as a multiplayer game, it's a lot of fun. I think, looking forward to it. It came from space and ate our brains to another level. I really liked it, and I love the fact. I hope they keep it in that, to join multiplayer, you went to the little phone kiosks to sort of ring up your partner, as it were, or whoever you want to come in, your buddy. I kind of like that little thing. Yeah, well, fingers crossed it is a pro title, Anthony. As I say, I hope it's a pro title as well. Yeah, it makes total sense when you read the article, and they're quite upfront about it. It's basically to showcase their 5G networks. If you can play a game on your mobile phone, like Control, a AAA game that won awards, that looks really good, and you can play it amazingly using AT&T's 5G network, what a great advert. What a great advert for the 5G network, which is why it's a win for them. Absolutely. Jerry, how are you? Winstar. So, yeah, it was interesting that they recommended Control. Maybe they considered it a good port. It's very smart as long as they stick it out. Well, I think it should give you confidence, the immersive stream tech. Like I said before last week, Stadia's sort of, the amount of money that Stadia needs to make to sort of wash its face to stay in business is significantly lower if you take the tech out of the bottom line, which is what they've effectively done, and left it as a subscription and services storefront sort of thing, and just bring games to it. And the R&D in the tech is handled under the Google Cloud side of the business. And that way it frees up Stadia. It de-risks Stadia. And that's a good thing. While at the same time, the tech is, we know that they're heavily investing in developing the tech and building on the tech, which means Stadia will benefit from, which will improve Stadia, improve the kind of ROI on Stadia. And so it's good. It's good. Well, that's exactly what it is. I can't see. Stadia is the consumer-facing brand. Stadia is Google's, entrance into gaming. It's their gaming store. They want to have a presence in gaming, and it is their store. It's not going away. It's like it's saying, what's the point of YouTube movies? When you could just watch Netflix, or you could buy movies or rent movies from Amazon Prime. What is the point of YouTube movies? There's still a market for it. People like to buy and play, and rent movies via YouTube movies. No, it's not as big as Amazon Prime or those sort of things, but there's still a market for it. Same with Stadia. And as the tech rolls out, as I say, to more TVs, cloud gaming comes more sort of commonly accepted and adopted. You don't think about it. You don't question, who's it by? Is it Luna? Is it Stadia? It's just on your TV or whatever, or AT&T are offering it. So it's all good, I think, in my view. I don't think I'm being overtly optimistic or over the top. I mean, certainly not on the same scale of doom mongers. I think they quietly let Stadia die and all that kind of stuff. They just those people have no understanding of what we've read, what Google is saying, of the tech. Why invest in all this tech? I think they've de-risked Stadia, which I think was the mission in February 2021, was to de-risk Stadia. And when you look at it like that, it was a good business decision. The risk was they put the whole house on it. The whole house on Stadia, the bet lost, and then that's it. They're out of the game completely. Yeah? But what they've done is they kind of said, wait a minute, this tech is amazing. We need a business-to-business offering that utilizes this tech, which drives Google Cloud, which is a key thing for the Alphabet Group. We've talked about that before on this channel loads of times. a real major part, and we know Google gaming is a major part of that push. Retail, medicine, business, gaming are all important columns under the Google Cloud, and this tech helps drive that aspect of it. So we know they're going to keep investing in it. Think of a warehouse. Think about loading bay. Stadia's hiring one of them. Yeah, it's its own. Most Google's consumer software they do. A lot of them do, exactly. You drop the link to what the Forbes article. I don't know how it keeps going behind a paywalls. So just go to Forbes.com and put immersive stream, and there's only about 3 articles. Project Z explained these attempts to fund it always succeed, but can use as evidence. Exactly. 35K shows there's an interest and appetite for it. So there we are. Nerdness is giving up on Stadia. Ouch. I get it from Nerdnest. Lloyd and Bill, and especially Bill, has built up that channel. The quality of Bill's work, is really high as a content creator. Yeah, I certainly look up to the quality of the work. The visual, the picture. Not necessarily super editing, all that, just the basics. Yeah, I mean, he's got a good camera, and I know he spent a lot of money on his lens, the sound quality. I've always admired the professionalism on that level, and they've built up their audience. And it wasn't just obviously he had his Nintendo channel and podcast, the Stadia podcast, and now the Steam Deck stuff. And that's what excites him. The Steam Deck stuff, the amount of subs that he gets from that is really, and the viewers, and I see the videos he puts out, they get a lot of views. There's a real appetite for that Steam Deck stuff. And so that's exciting stuff. Yeah. And you have a limited amount of time as a content creator, especially when you've got a full-time job. So sometimes you have to prioritize what on the stuff that drives you for whatever reason. You do it because it's fun, because it excites you, I know, because you want the views, or whatever reason it is. If you have limited time, if you're going to make content, you have to make content because you enjoy doing it. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy talking about Stadia. That's why I do this, because I like talking about Stadia. Ask my poor old girlfriend. Oh my God. Don't get me started, I say to her. She does ask. So this is an outlet for me. I could talk passionately about something I'm excited about, I'm interested in, and still have a lot of sort of belief in as a technology. And I'm a big fan of Google, and that kind of helps. So that's why I do it. But I get it, Nerdnest. If it doesn't excite you, I think they've the honourable thing, saying, look, it's just if big massive Stadia news happens, they're going to be on it. But I think their channel is big enough. I was mentioning it to some friends. I think Nerdnest is big enough now, and the level of professionalism to operate as a general gaming channel and break through amongst other general gaming channels. I think they're big enough to do that. So why just concentrate on Stadia? I think they're of a professional level, of a sort of an audience size level to do that. So I think that's what they should do. And it's hard sometimes just to do this week in, week out. So you've got to be excited about it, because there are weeks when you just think, very rare for me, but there was a couple of weeks, I think in February or March, I can't remember, it can't be March, where it was really quiet. And I think it was one week I just thought, genuinely, I don't know what to talk about. It's only ever been 1 week. But then later that afternoon or that evening, as I was writing the script, something happened. I forget what it was. And it just opened a whole avenue of chat for me, for the show. But that was like one occasion in the last 110 episodes that was near thinking, I'm not even sure I've got enough content. And that's what I've said every week. Every week I do this and talk for an hour or so on Stadia. And it's all new content, new stuff, yeah, from the week before. So there we go. Yoshida. Yeah, exactly. I need the case. 100%. Yeah, it's waterproof. It's waterproof. Take it. Yeah, you could take it. I tell you where, if you could power it up, if you could power it with a battery, or yeah, take it fishing with you. Yeah. If you get bored, take it fishing on a boat. Oh. Yeah. They're not, yeah, exactly, Lugo. They're not giving up. Stadia Adventure's right. They're not giving up on Stadia. It just doesn't excite them. And they're going to wait, for something exciting to come along, and which is fair enough. Exactly. You might as well pack a console and take a TV with you, Peta Games. Exactly. Yeah, you can't buy it, Primo. It's not available anymore. The X screen. Oh my God. It was such an X screen, such a dumb idea. Personally, just my opinion. Yeah, I'm just basing it on first thoughts. This is the guy who thinks the Steam Deck is a dumb idea, but clearly not, as you can see from Nerd Nest's blog about it. People love the Steam Deck, yeah, but I forgot there's PC gamers. But there we go. It's a lot of degrees. It is a lot of degrees. Game cases, yeah. They obviously make loads for, like PlayStation ones and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, underwater. Yeah, I don't think the case is waterproof purple. I think as soon as you open it, I don't think it's going to work. Yeah, the case is waterproof. Should you need to walk through a ford or a lake to get to where you want to game or something like that. There we are. Exactly. It makes no sense. It's complete over design gadgets, Kev. Exactly. It makes sense, I guess, if you're, like an Xbox One or a PlayStation, if you want to take it with you on holiday or something. But yeah, not for Stadia. The point of whole Stadia is the convenience of it. It's quite funny. But there we go. Yeah. Yeah. Ryan's Racing is such a missed opportunity. Missed opportunity. Yeah, same. Yeah, Primo Yonic. Talking about the same thing. Absolutely missed opportunity. All right, Lugo. Fast and Furious is the best kart racing on Stadia. See, I've not played it. Not played it. I know you're a big fan, Anthony. I know you're a big fan. Yeah, not an amazing, but it's exciting to see a showcase from a publisher, and every game is coming to Stadia. They announced 6 games. Well, effectively they announced 7, and the 7th is next year, and not yet announced for Stadia. But they announced 6 games, and they're all coming to Stadia. So that's encouraging to see. And you say, well, they're just kids' games. Yeah, but that's the same as saying, oh, it's just Ubisoft. Yeah, they're still bringing AAA games. Thank you, Ubisoft, and all of that. So there we go. Well, I have to try Fast and Furious then. Yeah. There's obviously an issue with the certification in terms of the passing its QA certification at Stadia. That, I say obvious. That's my speculation, Gadgets Kev. So I hope they've just held it back. They've solved the problem, but rather than just throw it out there as a pro game, wait for it as a June pro game. Yeah, well, they, exactly. YP have said they plan to bring as many of their games as they can What's the name of that controller club? Oh, what, this one? It's some Shacks. Shacks. They're a Korean company, and it's Italian design. It's not that. I love the design in terms of what it looks like. Yeah. I'm not totally convinced of what it's like ergonomically. Yeah. And I don't really play on the mobile. I just find the screen, even though I got Pixel 5, I find the screen too small. The other one is the Game Sir. Game Sir is the Game Sir. But the XBYA are in the Nintendo form. Although you can go into the software and change it around, but you can't actually physically change the letter X. But if you know you're playing instinctively, I'm never looking, oh, which one's X? I never look down. It's always the side one, the top one, the bottom one. But yeah, that's quite good. But I haven't tried the Razer Kishi or anything like that. I keep meaning to do a review, but the MX Pro, whatever, MXG Pro, which looks really cool. Basically looks like a Xbox controller cut in half. There we are. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it does become... It's a balance. You do feel obligated to turn up every week to do it. So you've got to make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Otherwise, you'll go insane. I like doing it. I love talking about the stuff. I get frustrated when I see misinformation, Also, while I'm at it, right, so last week I did something about how the immersive stream tech is being used for the Google XR, the Google assisted reality. There was the one where, you can go inside a restaurant as though a drone is flying into the restaurant. And I reported on it and how actually somebody from Google had said it was in fact using the immersive stream technology and all this kind of stuff. And I did a whole piece about it. Nobody else had done it. A few people had speculated, but nobody else had done that research or said it. I did the whole show about it. Then a few days later, 9 to 5 did an article about it. Yeah. And I saw people on Reddit going, oh, look, have you seen this thing in 9 to 5? And I thought, well, if you'd watched the Stadia Monday Night Chat, episode 109, you'd be ahead of the game. Yeah, 9 to 5. You could have... Yeah, different people have the same idea. Yeah, I'm sure they can. That's all I'm saying. That's why you watch this show. Yeah. Oh, right. Twisted Barber, get out. Stadia 2.0. We've told you we don't talk about... Okay, you never called it Gen 2. I'll let you off, actually. You can stay, Twisted Barber. You said Stadia 2.0. I'll let you go because that's like a software update. Yeah. For a moment, I thought you said Gen 2, and we don't talk about that. Because we know that the Stadia changes are iterations. They're not like... It's not like, no, we bring you Stadia 2. It's not like Xbox 5, Anyway. Well, exactly, Pedder. That's why. Well, that's what you write articles, Pedder, don't you? That's. I get it. It's so much. When I'm the sort of person like that, I can have this show because I can talk at length about something I like. If I'm not interested, I won't talk about it. But you get me started on something I'm interested in. That's why I don't guest on many people's shows, because I get the sense I'll take over because I've got so much to say about Stadia. Yeah. So if you invite me on a show with 5 other people, it's a real strain on me to kind of, I have to make a conscious effort to let other people talk because I've got so much to share about how I feel about Stadia, which is why I do a one-man show and nobody can interrupt me. Yeah. There we are, a little inside. Even though it's hard work doing it solo, you drives you a little bit insane, but hopefully in a fun way. Yeah, Anthony's going to be talking all about this because he loves talking about the Stadia community, Stadia content creators, and all of that. So straight after this show, when this show ends, there'll be a redirect and all of that. So there we go. Oh, good. I see. Purple can do an underwater stream. Do you like that game, sir? Oh, sir. Suit you, sir. Yeah. Stadia, sir. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sir. Game, sir. Stadia, sir. Ooh. Ooh, suit you, sir. Ooh. There we go. Yay! Kimmy Lean. Kimmy Lean, did I say that right? Thank you for the subscription, sir. Very much appreciated. Yes, Anthony's done a review of the MGX Pro. It does look really cool. Yes, it's huge. Changeable buttons. Good. That's what I was thinking, Gadget Kev. That's what they need to do. If the buttons on it, you could sort of unpick and put back in the right order. Because you could do it, as I say, you can do it in the software so that the buttons are the right buttons, but you can't physically change the buttons. There we go. Oh, Geek the Sneaks acquired GFN Priority membership from AT&T. Good shout. I think I paid for it. Did one quick, just trying to throw a little thing out there. Did you see that Luna is coming out of early access and also putting up its price to $9.99? Inevitable. Does that mean it's going to start rolling out internationally? I don't know. Stadia Pro for 6 months. Good. There's that dodgy company in the UK that sort of acquires, vouchers for these sort of, 6 months of Stadia Pro, and then they sort of sell them on at a cheap price, which strictly speaking you shouldn't do. And I think I'd got one of those. So my next Stadia subscription isn't until like October or something like that, and it cost me like 16 quid for about 6 months. So there we go. Victor. Gosh, I haven't seen it, Victor. Right, well, there we go. That's the chat. As ever, thank you for indulging me, for joining the show. I hope you... they did it in March. What, put the price up? Why did I see a tweet about it? Then I can see. I saw a tweet about something. Anyway, thank you for indulging me, for joining me tonight on the Stadia Monday Night Chat, episode 110. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you found it useful. If you did, then make sure you've hit those likes, please. And if you're new here, please subscribe. Much appreciated and all of that. And hey, here's an amazing idea. Yeah. Why don't we do all this all again? Same time, same place, Crow just in there, popping in there, snatching the kill. Same place, same time next week. Have a good one. And remember, straight after me, if you're a sucker for punishment, is, of course, Anthony. And there will be a redirect that follows. Hopefully it's the right one, Anthony. There we go. Have a lovely, lovely week. Will we see some Stadia Pro titles announced this week? Is it too early? Thursday, maybe? Who knows? Anyway, have a great gaming week. Enjoy your games, enjoy Stadia and all of that. I'll see you around very, very soon. Goodbye.